Hello, and welcome back to another episode of RUSE, Tales from the Battlefield. This is Season 2, Episode 4, and we've got a little bit, something a little bit different today. It's 2v2v2v2. It's a little bit like a free-for-all, but in teams of two. It's on Treason, the 4v4 map, and it's Total War. I don't remember what the time limit was, but it looks like there's 13 minutes per section and then 45 is a bit longer, I think.
So it's 50 minutes time limit.
Okay. I'm not sure how it divides the time, but then the nations, me and Tigger got France and Russia, which are quite strong in Total War. Lagmaster and Preslin, who we also both know. We know both of them, or maybe Preslin hasn't been in one of these before, I don't know. Both got USA, which is tend to be weak in 39. And Lagmaster's also here, you heard Tigger already. Okay, well, the other teams are people who are already in the lobby, who are not related to us. Now it's a long game, like Tigger said, 50 minutes, so we're going to run it on speed 2x2 and pause it at the era changes so we can kind of summarize stuff. If there's anything else to say before we go.
We've got the nations of the other two teams. We've got UK, US on one team, and Germany, USSR on the other team.
Yeah, so UK is probably the strongest for air, Germany's a contender as well. Alright then, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Oh,
Swift gets a fairly slow start here.
we're doing it from me and Tigger's point of view only. Forgot to mention that because we thought this was the most interesting point of view. Well, yeah, you'll see.
Well, that slow start, I mean, it's sort of not a huge issue if we're not rushing, but it means we're getting the money in slightly slower. 20 seconds slow. I put a forward armor base. Wasn't really planning on rushing. I think perhaps wasn't what I wanted to do, but we'll see. We've got planes up from the Lagmaster. They haven't camoed, so we can see what they're up to. And Team 4 seems to be bunkering up, and Team 1 has got an 88mm Flak 88 and a pushgun. I don't notice the Flak 88 in time, so it manages to take out my Panhard, because I was looking through forests, and I've got the same range as it through forests, so that was food.
Yeah, so in response to the planes I built a few AA guns, and I got the recon out.
Yep, and I've gone airfield to take out the 88. I'm going to strafe it. I asked Swift for a spy there, but unfortunately he gets the wrong sector. So I don't have eyes on the 88, it's just a misclick problem. But I do manage to... Oh! I don't quite manage to take out the pushka because the 88 hits my my fighter just in time. Having lost my armor base, I have recon on my own, which is a bit of a pain. There goes the 88, so I've lost 2 fighters for the 88. It's not great. The rest of the map, Swift is being pushed back on the left. Minor skirmishes going on between Team 4 and Team 1. Bomber coming over, takes out one of Swift's AA.
Yeah, from our point of view, we had no idea really what was going on with the purple team. We just knew that there wasn't that much fighting going on. Or
yeah, you don't tend to look. I mean, there's a bit of fighting going on, but you don't tend to look what's happening to the guy in the opposite corner. It's not something that affects you instantly, and when you've got artillery raining down on your depots and tanks pressuring you, you're more worried about that. Again, I strafe another one of the 88s. Losing no planes. Oh no, lost a plane, but had two others injured, so that's another net point. But in general, in free-for-all games, you don't want to be playing for net point games. You want to be playing for you want to keep your guys alive, you want the money. And again I strafe a pushka, but I think this time both planes go down, so they've got quite a lot of AA. I was trying to save my depot, but it went, and Swift's lost their on his side as well. There was a net gain from the depot. They start with 225, and well, we've taken about 75 out of each of them. 70, 80 out of each of them. It's a bit of a profit.
So in this first bit of the game, Lagmaster is able to use his entire air force on me and Preslin. I don't know what Preslin was doing really. He built a few tanks.
Yeah, we feel like we're under pressure here because we've got Team 1 bearing down on us with KV-1s, Pushkas and 88s. We've got Team 2 flying over with bombers and stuff. So I'm desperately trying to hold off Team 1 on my flank, whereas Swift is trying to hold off Team 2.
Yes, the Team 4 was very defensive from the start. They started with like Hurricanes and AA, and I think Priest only. So like we didn't feel like attacking them, and your flank was a bit weaker, so we're just picking and trying to get some points.
Yeah. So it's 2 more Pushkas down, but unfortunately I lose 3 planes doing it, so there's a net gain of 20 points, but not much. And in come fighters strafing on Swift.
It's different on 2 times speed.
And the Germans are coming in with their Pushkas. Now Pushkas are particularly nasty against armor 4. Pushkas? Sorry. Stuka fighter bombers. They're particularly nasty against armor 4 because they 2-hit kill them.
A rotten
So
one.
it takes away a lot of the advantage of the BIS's armor. Power's going in the back there from the Langmaster. Looks like they're going to drop on that depot, which is really helpful.
Yeah, we saw those though.
Yeah, we saw them coming, but there wasn't much we could do because there's a forest right there, and Swift needs to get the recon in.
Yeah, exactly.
No
I didn't
recon
have any
about.
recon.
So I'm trying to strafe them, but they keep jumping into the forest there. All the time, the Team 1 are pushing us in, and we just get him, but the tank splash damage takes out the depot, which is a real pain. It's not what you want.
Yeah.
And my second armour base is being taken down by artillery. There's not much I can do about these Pushkas. I can send the fighters into suicide, but you know, I lose 2 fighters and I kill a Pushka. But you can't let them shoot you. And it's really not what you want though in free-for-all games. You want to preserve your force, because if I exchange all my units off with Team 1's units, then Team 2 and 4 have lots of money. So 1 minute until we're going to have a quick pause and recap, because this 2 times speed is rather fantastic.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that much. Now what Team 2 were doing was very annoying for me. They moved their cheap little willies up and scouted my stuff, even though I was using camouflage and radiosons at least. Well, not now, but I was. And they scouted everything and just hit it with planes. Yeah, okay.
So we're at the aero chain. And what have we got? Well, we've got Team 3 in the lead. That's the people who you're watching it from, and we're in the lead by 35 points from Team 1. So it's pretty much not a lead. It's Team 3 and Team 1 are roughly equal. Team 2's then in 3rd, and Team 4 is sitting in last. But the points don't really matter, do they? I mean, at this stage of the game, it's not close to being the end, so it doesn't matter how many points you've got. That's just how much you've killed. What matters is how much you lost, how much money you've got.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
I think at the very like 10 last minutes, people start worrying about the points and just looking.
But at this,
over it,
yeah,
so
at this stage of the game, points is almost a sign that you're doing badly, because to gain points, you often have to give away points. So if you've got lots of points, it means you've been in lots of fights, which means you've probably suffered quite a few losses.
yeah, it
Yeah.
also
And
depends
So
on who is attacking and how they are attacking. But yeah, most of the cases, yeah, I would agree.
Because I think most of Team 2's points have been taken off Team 3, who we're viewing from, and most of Team 1's points have been taken off Team 3. Whereas most of Team 3 points, I think probably Team 1 with a bit of Team 2.
Oh,
Team
I
4
definitely lost a couple of planes because you're starting to build up the AA until it's just critical, and That's when the air starts being locked down.
In terms of money, we've cleaned out half of that supply depot in front of Swift. A little under half of the supply depot in front of on my side. How's everyone else doing? Team 2? They've in fact, I think Team 2 almost are in a worse location. I think their second depot is a lot harder to manage than our second depot. I think Team 2 and Team 1 are actually in that situation where the second depot across the river is actually tougher to get to than the for the other team. What did you go?
Yeah, plus there are always KV1s on that Swift has, and it's very hard for us to be tackling them because we don't have fighter bombers yet, and all we have is lease, I do believe, in for 39. And that depot that is between Prasovan and Swift is pretty much undefendable for us, because you always can just bring in the KV1s, destroy it, and just pull back.
But you haven't been under much pressure for your base, so you could have perhaps been a bit more defensive. But now the era is about to change, so you're going to get, what do you get? You get Shermans, you get Thunderbolts, P-47 Thunderbolts?
Wolverines.
Yeah, that's important. Wolverines, of course, AT base. Does the Flying Fortress come as well?
Sorry. Yes, it does.
And the M16s. So suddenly the US starts to become a playable nation, as it is with only Lees and fighters and light bombers. They're priests, I guess. They're not too strong.
39 is very hard, and we're WSA, so we haven't been able to push on Team 4 with their defensive structures. And pretty much in this game, if we went for attack, and even if we got through, the KV1s would just pay us a visit and it would be all over. So we couldn't really attack either side. So we were just trying to pick and just guerrilla warfare.
At the same time, we couldn't really attack you. Yeah, we could have pushed with the KV1s, but only one of us can really commit resources to fighting on that side, as Team 1 are breathing down our necks on the other side.
Yes, it's
So
very interesting how Fight for All works. It's like when you push somebody, somebody's gonna pull you. So you can't really commit to one front only, and it's strange when you look at your opponent. You don't realize that they're attacked by somebody else too. So you think that they might attack you with everything, and what then? And it's a very psychological game, in terms of that's how it differs to 1v1s or 2 teams only games.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Are you ready to go on, guys?
Yeah, I'm at 1726. Might be a bit of desync here.
22.
Oh, I'm exactly on the dot, but that's because I'm perfect.
Let's all get to 22 first then.
Okay. So yeah, we've still got that fight going on with these BISs and the KV1s on that flank with the Stukas assisting. It's not the sort of fight you can stay in for very long with Stukas bombing down. But BISs I find are generally better than KV1s, because KV1s, okay, got a much better gun. They but they have the same armor and the cost price, and that makes quite a big difference.
Stukas, and in 39 I actually find Germany and Russians very strong, just because of Stukas.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best combinations in 39. But we're out of 39 now, we're in 42. So you ready to carry on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
I was a little bit ahead there, but I'll just wait.
Yeah, so as we said, those BISs have taken some big poundings there. Took out the depot though. I was going for the depot. I thought, you know, got to cut off their money. Hope they don't you know, maybe it wasn't wise, because every fight I push into, you know, I get points. Maybe I get a gain of points net, but that doesn't matter if you. Oof.
What's the timestamp?
P47s. Lots of P47s coming in.